What's up, guys? It's Ensign here, back with another video, and today I finally will show you my personal favorite phone at this very moment. And I know everyone's talking about the Oneplus 6, but I look at the specs, I look at the design, and honestly it wasn't a big improvement. I was expecting wireless charging and waterproofing. I think those are two major features they're missing to compete with the main flagship Samsung. Even Apple has waterproofing, and the Pixel obviously. But I got this phone a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to tell you guys after my initial review, and after been using this for as my daily for a week and a half, I can tell you this is my favorite phone at this moment. And I'm gonna start out just telling you guys what this phone has. So as you can see, it's really thin, and there's a couple small features that I guess makes this phone one of my favorite phones. So there is one slider, so there's three sliders. There's one, then there's a middle, and three. Every time there's a haptic feedback, and the bottom one doesn't, because if anyone's familiar with iPhone, it's pretty much vibrate is the first one, the last one is for volume, and the middle one is for silence. So do not disturb pretty much. So I really like this feature. You can't really customize it that much, but I love the feature that I can just slide and change to silent or vibrate mode sometime quickly, and that's a really good feature. We still get single fire speaker, USB Type C, and headphone jack. And this is a dual SIM, so I do have two SIM on it, and I'll tell you how I use that. And power walker and dual camera. The camera's great, but I'll tell you a little bit about it after. The fingerprint sensor is great, but the face unlock is one of the fastest feature, at least one of the best feature I think this phone has. It unlocks so quickly that I forget that I never really have to use a pass pin code or anything. Just one of the first phone that I really didn't need to. Like, I'll show you right now. I'll look at it. There you go. Well, I mean, I'm behind the camera, so it's a little bit hard to see, but it's really quick. I'm gonna go over. This is updated to the newest. See, 8.1. So 8. Right there. It is the Oxygen OS 5.1. So there is a couple of features I want to show you. I'm not gonna go over all the features, but the stock Android you guys already know, but I will tell you what the Oxygen OS is different from the Pixel. So there is this area say customization. So there's alarm slider, which is the one I show you on these. You can change a little bit of it, like mute the media, has a vibrate when you click on it, and you can just kind of customize it and what can go through, do not disturb. Okay, the second one is buttons. This is actually really cool. So I think it came with the new update. So when you can see on the top, it's a navigation bar. So you can have fixed navigation bar, which I have. You can also hide. Pretty much has this dot here. You can hide when you can just tap it again. It holds it there, so it doesn't. So this is a new feature. I used this a lot before, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't use this anymore. So this feature actually, it's pretty much straight up from the iPhone X, and I love this for the first week. So I can tell you, just swipe up. It's really smooth. So you swipe up and hold, multitask. Okay, so to go back, you just swipe this way or this way. They both work. So how do you multitask in this? So what happens is you hold up, then you have to hold one of them, then move up, then you could do this. So I don't really like this. And also, you know that feature where you double tap to switch app back and forth quickly, you miss that too. So there's advantage and disadvantage of this. This is pretty fast. I mean, once you get used to it, you don't really want to use the old-fashioned buttons, but there's still cons about that. So let me just go back and change that setting. Okay. Oops, sorry, it's not focusing. There you go. Okay, let's go that. So like this feature where you double tap and just switch back and forth quickly. I like that. And also I can hold and activate Google Assist. So that's one of the features gone. Okay, let's move on to next feature. So we also have swap button, pretty much home button and this switch. That's it, simple. Double tap, double click the home button, I mean the power button for the camera. Everyone should have this enabled. You just double click, unlocks it quickly, works amazingly well. These are the home gesture. You can hold it. For me, long holding is search. You can activate anything you want. You can see this menu here. Pretty much double tap, same idea. Same with these. You can do the same for the back button or the recent. So there's a lot of functionality you can get out right out the box compared to the Pixel, which is similar, but is missing these Oxygen OS feature that I think make it really unique in its way. If you want a stock feature but with a little bit more of a, I guess, functionality add into it, this is the closest phone you're gonna get. So gestures, oh, I already showed you guys that. Oh no, gestures, sorry. So swipe, fingerprint for the, yeah, you can swipe this and use it for notification. I don't really use that because sometimes it just screwed up. So long press to take a photo. So you hold it, it will actually take a photo, but I don't use that. So flip to mute, pretty self-explanatory. 3-finger, this is a pretty good feature. So you just hold 3-finger and slide down. It'll take a screenshot right away. So that's a really good feature. Double tap to wake. So if it's like this, sitting on a table, you just double tap, it wakes it. Double tap again. Perfect. Awesome. Works amazingly well. And music switch. I never had this, so I'm not quite sure. And these are pretty off-screen gestures. I think Huawei have these, or also Motorola has this. So voice recorder, you can change to any of apps to unlock, really, any. So I'll show you a demonstration. So V for calculator. So once it unlocks in a table, you can just V. There's a vibration, and you just get this. So let's do it again. V. Done. So it works pretty well actually. Okay, let's go back to. And I forgot this. I have this. This is the 128 gig, 8 gig of RAM version. So it's the top of the line. I never really had any stutter, so it's pretty damn amazing. So let's try that RAM out. So when I go back out, so let's go to. Oh, that's my information there. This game I have. See, it's still unload. Even I don't know why. Maybe they want to save memory and save just save up. Like save oh yeah, let me cancel things. Yeah, so even though you have a 8 gig, sometimes apps do get closed it just to save battery, I guess, but I think you can turn that off and change that in the mode setting, but I'm not quite sure. So let's continue on. So status bar, this is awesome, pretty awesome. So show battery, that you can change it to. I remember back in the days where you have to install like mods, or I forgot what it's, exposed to get these features on stock Android. Now it's built in. I like that. And you can show seconds. I really like that. Mine's showing seconds. And this is one of my favorite also. So I could disable NFC. I use it all the time for Google Play, Google Pay, GPay, I think what they call it. So I don't want to have the N just taking up space there. So that's a really good feature. Okay. Font, just 2. Roboto, the standard Oneplus. I keep a Oneplus. So after going around, you can also change icon packs without getting like a third-party launcher. So if you do this, settings, you can double tap to lock on a you could do that. There's a shelf on the side, I'll show you after. Swipe down in the quick settings, dots, you're gonna keep that, and icon packs. So you're gonna have this, you can install third-party icon packs without actually getting Nova Launcher or something else, because the original Pixel Launcher does not allow this. So this is a pretty good, and the layout, just the icon size and the column. I keep it the smallest icon and the most icon. I like that. And that's why I really like about it. So after going to features, so let me tell you my experience with this phone. So when I first had this phone, I was looking at how good is Oneplus. I never had a Oneplus before, so this is my first Oneplus, and I really enjoyed this. So one thing I really love about using this phone is that it's pretty much stock Android, and I really like that there's not bloatware at all. I mean, there is one thing that I didn't really like is like how Samsung and other OEMs adds in their own like software which duplicate all these applications. For example, OnePlus does have that. For example, gallery, and also there's a Google Photo. So I mean that's duplicate of the same feature. But other than that, there isn't much of the same. I mean, they do have a messaging app, but I mean, most of them have their own. And yeah, it just how smooth this phone feels. A lot of people tell me the 6 gig does not really change that much, so I kind of believe so as well. I don't think 8 gig it's really needed to an Android device at this moment. But I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer and you actually like do crazy video editing, it might help you on your phone. But I mean, 6 gig is plenty enough. So talking about the side panel, so there's no way to change this to Google Feed. This is the only option you get. I kind of like it. So you can write memos here, and it's just a quick note jog down thing. I really like this, so I can just quickly jog down information that you need, simple things like my email and just stuff to buy. So I really like this. This is pretty much like your hub like other places, but one thing I like is you can actually add in widgets. So if you want calendar here, I mean email here, for example, let's just say right there, it will add it to there. So I kind of like that feature, not like other like LG which force you to use their own software. This is actually great. It's not that in your face. You can turn that off if you want, but I like it because I use it for taking notes for the memo pad, and I like that a lot because Android doesn't have a stock version of it. Well, there's Google Keep, but I mean, yeah, I wish Google actually come out with one that actually stock for Google. And the camera, I mean, this camera's really good actually. It's really quick point and shoot. This 2x zoom, it's great. I can't really say bad thing about the camera because it works. I think it's not good as the other flagships that my friend had, which is the S8 or S9, but I mean it's up there with them, and for the price you're paying you can't really complain. The front camera I haven't really tested that out, but I'm pretty sure it's not the best as well. And finally, I really want to touch up on the battery life. Oh, before the battery life, actually, this is a 1080p screen with AMOLED, and it's amazing. You guys, whoever get the OnePlus, have to turn on the display and change the theme to dark. By default, it's white. Oh, and turn it to black because I mean it saves you a lot of more not a lot of battery, but it just looks better. You can also change these accent lights. Let me see. You guys probably saw. right here, accent light. You can change it to all these colors. And also, one thing a lot of people are complaining on the forum, the OnePlus forum, is see all this space left behind? Like, I don't know why they didn't put 2 rows of it here. They probably can, but what I heard is for the OnePlus 6, they were implemented that feature for the notch, so it doesn't have that space up there, so they just kind of removed it for the notch. I guess it makes sense since this is not flagship anymore. The 6 is, but I would not upgrade it to the 6 simply because usually OnePlus does what Apple does, which is add an S or T in this for OnePlus. So 6T will come out with a better spec, maybe a Snapdragon 855, or I don't think really they even can add more RAM to it, because right now even the 5T has 6 gig standard and then 8 gig if you get the upper trim model or this version. And I'm pretty sure the 6T would have 8 maybe standard. I'm not sure how they're gonna. Hopefully they won't add 10 gig RAM because I mean that's overkill in my opinion. Even 6 is kind of up there. But it's good to see that they're adding more RAM than I need, because OnePlus in my eyes always a company that's really great value for the money. And there still are. I mean, they are increasing the price every year by $50. I mean, but they are giving more feature. I think the OnePlus 6 is the most increment upgrade, because I mean, if you remove the notch, honestly, it looks really similar to the 5T. I mean, there is improvement in small areas there and that, but they still didn't add the wireless charging, like I said, or even add waterproofing. So that's 2 of the major letdown that I had with the 6T. Maybe the 6T will add that, but who knows? They might save that for the 6T. So yeah, so in my opinion, this is one of the best phones you can buy for if you are a purist, Android purist, and you want something really modern, and you still like and you don't want to pay for the, I mean, $1,000. I mean, this is about 750 to 800 Canadian, so it's up there. I mean, it's a couple $100 cheaper than the flagship, but you're getting a lot for your money. And the battery, I almost forgot the battery life. This phone, it's amazing with the battery life. Like, I'm coming from like an iPhone user myself. I know they have amazing standby time, and they're usually one of the greatest standby time. But this phone has amazing standby time as well, and even when you're using it, it lasts you really long time. So let's check how much I have today. So screen usage 3 and 4 hours. Today I use a bit more because I was just watching YouTube, so the battery's not as good as usual, but it usually get me through the day no matter it's heavy. And when I usually watch a lot of movies, even listen to Spotify, it always lasts through the day. So if battery's the issue, you shouldn't be worried, because it's pretty damn good, the battery. And yeah, I think, like, let me say this again, if you're looking for a stock Android feature phone, this is definitely top on your list. This is almost like almost having a Pixel 2. I know the Pixel 2 has their own better camera, you know, a little bit better, faster software update, but I mean, this is really close to the stock Android. I think this is actually better than stock Android, because it has some of the like features, customization that normal user will want anyways. It's not too deep into the customization, it's just enough that average people coming from iPhone can adapt to and appreciate all these features, like out right out of the box. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions about this phone or anything you want me to test on this phone for gaming or any other questions, please leave a comment down below. And if you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up and sub. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Peace.